What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Monday with a nice 7-game slate here tonight. I get to narrow down for you with 6 of my favorite plays on the slate. My money's 6. So before we get going, be sure to slap that like button if you're enjoying the content. If you want to continue to bring these videos your way every single day, and subscribe if you haven't to the channel already to continue to get these NBA DFS advice and just plays on every single slate, and you can hit the bell icon to get alerted every time I upload. So let's get into it though. Steph Curry first up at 9,500. A little bit of a disappointing game for him first time out against the Pistons. He had 7 turnovers, which kind of hurt him a little bit, and he didn't get as many assists as I was looking for in that game. He still played his full complement of minutes with 36 minutes, and I think he'll bounce back from that and have a better game here going against an Atlanta Hawks team where he's drawn some comparisons to Trae Young and stuff like that, so maybe that'll give him a little bit of motivation to go out here and ball against Trae Young. And also their defense against three-point shooters is not very good, and he has really good upside of the price tag at 9,500, a game that should be really high scoring. If it stays close, Steph Curry could go for 50-plus DraftKings points, so I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy. Then I'm going to go with Tobias Harris here at 8,100, a really solid game for DraftKings scoring. Is going to be another game that's going to be fast-paced. A lot of points probably in this one, and going against a Pelicans team that does struggle against small forward, power forward types. He dropped 44 DraftKings points in the first game against them, and he has some solid upside at his price tag at 8,100. We saw him drop 53 DraftKings points the other night, 43 against the Kings, so I think he can get 40-plus in this game, coming off a tough shooting night. I think he'll be able to bounce back, and this is a back-to-back for them. But he's actually been pretty good in their last few back-to-backs. He got 43 in that game, like I mentioned. That was a back-to-back. And then this other game on the 20th, he had 42 DraftKings points in a back-to-back. I think he might have had, no, that was it. Those back-to-backs, he still got over 40 in each one. So I think he has good capability in this game. They really need the scoring to keep up with this Pelicans offense. I think Tobias Harris will be the guy that gives them the majority of their scoring, like the top scorer. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. I'm going to go with Tristan Thompson here at 6,500. An extremely good matchup going against the Brooklyn Nets. They really struggle against rebounders, so I think Tristan Thompson can have a big rebounding game. He's been playing a ton of minutes recently. He's gotten 40 minutes the last game. This game was a blowout, so he only got 28 minutes, 35 minutes against the Thunder, and 40 against the Timberwolves. So that's giving him really good upside as he's gone 49, 37, and 37 in those high-minute games. Or not really high minutes in this one, but still really good production. And this is a dream matchup for him, a team on the Brooklyn Nets that do struggle against rebounding bigs, and that's really what Tristan Thompson makes all his money is on the rebounding aspect of things. So at 6,500, solid price tag considering his around 40 DraftKings point upside. You honestly could go for 45 to maybe even 50 if this game is just turns out perfect for Tristan Thompson. He has that kind of upside in this matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. Then we're going to go with Enes Kanter, another rebounding big here, and a solid matchup going against the Wizards, a team that has been kind of bad against centers recently without Dwight Howard. And Enes Kanter, another guy that has really good upside. If he does get good minutes, he didn't get as many minutes in this one. It was a blowout. And I'm not really sure what happened in this game against the Bucks, but his run wasn't as good, and he didn't really perform that well, probably because the Bucks kind of go a little bit more small ball, so he didn't get as much run in that game. But going against the Wizards here, I think he can get it going a little bit more in this one, and he had a little bit of rest. Time to recover to kind of eat on the boards here in this game against the Wizards. If you look at their defensive ranks for rebounds and stuff like that, they're actually last in the league and second last in the league in rebounding ability. So Enes Kanter could get a big double-double in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. Then we're going to go with Emmanuel Mudiay. A little bit of risk here, definitely, as this Knicks rotation is very up and down. But the latest guy up has been Emmanuel Mudiay, and we have an injury to Trey Burke as well. So that could give Mudiay some more stabilized minutes, hopefully. Hopefully he can get around 30-plus minutes. Maybe he can go a little bit more riskier and go trier at the value at 3,800, I believe. But Emmanuel Mudiay seems like the guy that has the most upside in this game at 5,000. If you get to score well like he did against the Bucks last game, then he can have another big game at a nice price tag at 5,000. So probably a little bit more GPP here as the next rotation. It goes back and forth every single game, it seems like. But Mudiay, latest guy up on the rotation, and the injury to Trey Burke could give him some more safety, I would hope. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my 5th guy. Then we're going to go with Reggie Bullock as a value guy at 4,000 here. Going against OKC, the best place to attack them is at the shooting guard position, as they have really solid defenders and Steven Adams at center. Russell Westbrook can play some solid defense at point guard. Paul George is pretty solid at the small forward position. Typically, that's where he plays defense. So I think Reggie Bullock and Blake Griffin will kind of be the top scorers on this Pistons team. Obviously, Drummond will get his, but I think Bullock and Blake Griffin have the best matchups on the court, and his shot total has been pretty good recently. 12, 11, and 10, 3 of the last 4 games. The DraftKings points haven't been too high, but this seems like a game where he could score and get a little bit hotter here. Maybe put up like 15 to 17 points and hopefully fill it up a little bit more in the rebound and assist column. So 4,000, not crazy upside by any means, but I think he can give us some solid 5 times to 6 times value here at a nice price tag of 4,000 to save some money. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So that is it for the Money 6. So you got Steph Curry, Reggie Bullock, Tobias Harris, Tristan Thompson, Emmanuel Mudiay, and Enes Kanter. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like in the video. I really appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't already, like I said. And you can follow me on Twitter at MoneyWebby for any questions you might have on the video and stuff like that. I can get back to you on Twitter. And if any injury news kind of breaks, and I can tweet out about that. Something to track maybe is the Joe Harris injury. If he is out, then Carroll again, 3,900 could be a nice value. Or even Allen Crabbe. That's a little bit tough to see how they go with the minutes. It's probably going to be whoever's the hot hand in that game. So maybe you can get some exposure to both of those guys if Joe Harris is out. But that is it. Good luck on this 7-game slate, and we'll see you back here again next time.